Hello, everyone! And welcome to the show. Welcome to the end of your week. You've made it, and we're here to celebrate it with all of you. I'm Paolo del Rosario. Let's get you up to speed with some news that you could use right now.
Happy Friday! I'm Monique Tuzon. Anytime is a good time, especially today because it's more fun with us. Join us in the next hour and a half for stories and conversations that matter. We barely made it this week.
Oh, we
I
barely
thought yesterday
made it.
was Friday.
I thought we thrived throughout the week.
No, we barely because today was a struggle to wake up because I literally thought yesterday was Friday and I thought today was Saturday.
This sounds like a you problem.
It's always a me problem, no?
No, but yeah, I mean, like it's been a fun week. I mean, like, you know, we had a day wherein we had so many guests that we were all over the place. We had a day where we had no guests and we were still all over the
We were
place.
each other's guests.
And we were just all over, but
It was
in a fun way.
week.
In a fun way, yeah.
A Mopao week this week.
100%.
We have a special guest in the next week.
Yeah, si Ann Carrillo. You remember her?
Who? Who's that again? I forgot her.
She's I know. I think she used to do the show.
Oh yeah, the other girl, yung madaldal.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, her.
Oo, yung ano to.
Oh, I can't wait till she's back.
Yeah, balita ko baka may accent na siya pagbalik niya.
Oh yeah, she's an American accent.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
And
iba na.
Iba na, oo. Baka,
Siya pala yung American. Not me.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see about
We'll
that.
see.
But then, you know, we might actually have a different look actually to the studio next week. You know, we have couches coming in.
I heard
That's
we
gonna
are
be
getting
something we're
couches.
really excited about.
I'm so excited.
I've heard that it feels amazing in general. So,
Yeah.
baka masyadong komportable sa studio.
I was
next
gonna
time
say I'm
around.
about to be like laying down on the couches. I can't wait. I've been wanting couches here, so I cannot wait.
Yeah,
for next
yeah. I
week.
mean, like a different look, a different feel. Might get some time to get used to. Baka tatlo ulit tayo next week.
Maybe.
With a certain Ann Carrillo, wherever you are.
At Voice Talentita.
Yeah, if you feel our presence, pakigalaw naman yung baso ng konti. But of course, we also have great guests coming on over, beauty queens coming on over via Zoom.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're gonna talk to some Binibining Pilipinas guests. Not me, guys. Other people. I can be your next Binibini or Bilyonaryo.
You gotta want it. You gotta want
Bilyonaryo
it.
Pilipinas.
And of course, we
BB.
also have friends from on Weather HQ coming on to talk about school supplies. Really, I mean, some school supplies
Actually,
have
this
a
is
bit of toxic
very
materials.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk a bit about that. And of course, a lot of news that I think that we can discuss. Of course, para sa mga Pinoy basketball fans out there, there's another Phil-Am in the NBA.
Yeah, Dylan
Harper coming in, and he just, you know, his family has always gone viral.
But you know,
course.
yeah, he's getting barely any news. His mom's getting all the news.
His mom
If
is
you guys
gorgeous.
have seen Dylan Harper's mom, she is beautiful. I was like, hold on, that's his mom?
Yeah,
Dylan's
mean,
mom
like,
has got it going on.
let's not reference that way too hard. But of course,
She's gorgeous.
yeah, Dylan Harper's
Hi,
mom.
Mrs. Harper.
I cannot wait for us to talk more about his basketball soon, though.
I'm like, Dylan Harper, who? Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's obviously a lot of great pedigree there. I think he's now the fourth NBA player with Filipino heritage playing.
For the San Antonio Spurs.
Yes. So
Right?
no,
Yep.
in general, the whole NBA, he's only the fourth one.
Oh yeah, no, it's Jordan
Clarkson, Jalen Green.
Dylan, and who's the fourth
So
one?
the fourth one was in the 70s. He played 70s and 80s. He's played for the Warriors.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's only the fourth one coming in. So, you know, good for us.
Hope to see more.
Hopefully, we get to see a homegrown Filipino soon, whoever that may be. Your guess is as good as mine. And of course, a new sequel for Lilo and Stitch.
I'm so excited. I didn't even know they're gonna have a new sequel.
Yeah, they
just-
announced it on June 26 because Stitch is also called Experiment 626.
Yes.
So that's, you know, June 26, 626.
I am so excited
Yeah.
because I'm the biggest fan of Lilo and Stitch. So if you guys have any Stitch merch you wants to send this girl, please send it over.
Yeah, but
I'm really obsessed.
It might take a while for it to get to you though, kasi baka traffic kasi.
Yeah, let's check this, especially now it's Friday. Let's check the situation in major roads at this hour. Here's what's happening along EDSA Quezon Avenue flyover. On the left side are vehicles going to Quiapo and traffic is still free-flowing. On the right side are vehicles going to Quezon Memorial Circle. And traffic is still free-flowing as well. I'm shocked on a Friday. Now let's take a look at EDSA White Plains. On the left side of your screens are vehicles going to Shaw Boulevard. On the right side are for vehicles going to Cubao. As you can see, Shaw Boulevard is building up. Heads up motorists, the expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. It's Friday, so vehicles with license plates ending in 9 and 0 should be off the road right about now till 10 a.m. and again from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now let's find out what the weather is going to be like this Friday. Paolo has today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Pao.
Thank you so much, Monique. Let's take a look at the southwest monsoon, which is the only weather system affecting the country here today. Now, the southwest monsoon is impacting the western parts of central and southern Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Now, in Luzon in particular, let's zoom in on that. Let's go to Pangasinan, Zambales, Bataan, Tarlac, Pampanga, Bulacan, Cavite, Batangas, Metro Manila, and Mimaropa. Now, all of those areas and across the Visayas, the southwest monsoon will bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Now, meanwhile, the rest of Luzon can all expect partly cloudy skies and isolated rain showers due to the localized thunderstorms. The southwest monsoon is really taking effect here on the western part of the country. Now, if you go down south, though, to Mindanao, generally fair weather will prevail, though isolated rain showers or thunderstorms may develop in the afternoon or in the evening. Now, as for our sea conditions, the latest look at that, according to Pag-asa, there are no gale warnings that have been issued anywhere in the country at this time. Winds in northern and central Luzon, as well as western sections of southern Luzon, will be light to moderate, with wave heights up to 1.8 meters. Now, for the rest of the country, sea conditions will also be calm, with wave heights around 1.2 meters high. However, fishermen and passengers are still urged to remain alert, as thunderstorms can suddenly make seas rough. Always prioritize safety, especially when traveling out to sea. Now, it seems all calm now, but then Pag-asa is currently tracking a low-pressure area located outside the Philippine area of responsibility right over here. Now, this is approximately 1,685 kilometers east of southeastern Luzon. Now, this system is not expected to develop into a tropical cyclone today or tomorrow, but Pag-asa is looking at two possible scenarios. Now, first, the LPA may gradually enter the Philippine area of responsibility over the weekend. Now, the second is that another LPA could form inside the Philippine area of responsibility and possibly absorb the one outside. Now, in either scenario, there is a possibility that a tropical cyclone could develop and affect the country as early as next week, which may also intensify the southwest monsoon coming in from over here. So, everyone is urged to stay updated with the latest weather advisories for your safety. But that is it for Weather HQ at the moment. Mo, back to you.
Thank you so much for that weather update, Pao. Now on to our top stories this morning. The word war between the Marcos administration and Vice President Sara Duterte just got spicier. Malacanang is now calling out the Vice President, accusing her of playing the victim in her impeachment case. This comes after VP Sara called the administration dumb for criticizing her trips abroad. The palace also clapped back at her claim that President Bongbong Marcos's recent appearance in a PDEA drug operation was just for show.
Nakita po natin kung paano po sumagot ang Vice Presidente, napaka-emosyonal. Sabi nga po natin, may kasabihan po na when emotions are high, intelligence is low. Baka po nakalimutan din po ng Vice Presidente na ang kanyang ama ay nagkaroon din po ng pagwi-witness sa incineration ng 7.51 billion dangerous drugs sa Cavite. Ito po, baka po nakalimutan niya po ito. Baka pwede nating palakihan. Kailan po ba ito? Wait lang. 2020 lamang.
Vice President Sara Duterte be dismissed.
Vice President Sara Duterte accuses President Bongbong Marcos of orchestrating her impeachment to stay in power. In an interview with a Russian state-run network, RT News, the Vice President said she is being removed from position to lessen her odds in the 2028 presidential elections.
One particular member of the House of Representatives already said publicly that there was money in exchange for the signatures in the articles of impeachment. Because I am the front runner, in the presidential race in 2028. The survey shows that. And I think they want to eliminate the front runner.
But lawmakers deny any plot behind the impeachment other than to hold her accountable.
I strongly denouncing statement na binayaran eh. Yung mga salitang ganyan, it's trying to, evade the real issue. The issue is there's an impeachment complaint filed by a Filipino citizen. Dinala sa Kongreso. We have to act upon it as a constitutional mandated duty by Congress.
The reason why we are holding these high officials accountable to their actions because we do not want also the culture of impunity to be the dominant rule of the day.
After Senate President Cheese Escudero announced another delay to the impeachment trial of VP Sara Duterte, attorney Amando Ligutan says there is no cause for another delay.
That's not a cause for delay. Yung pag-structure na prosecution panel, sa tingin ko, Pinky, hindi yan sapat na dahilan for another delay. Yung rason is napaka-simple ng proseso. Yung House of Representatives could send or could file through the House prosecutors a simple manifestation saying na ito yung listahan ng prosecutors from the House of Representatives. On record, 11 yung House prosecutors, yung tinatawag natin, Pinky, na mga public prosecutors. And sa 11, siyam sa kanila yung o pwede pang mag-prosecute ng impeachment when the 20th Congress comes into existence. Yung dalawa pwedeng palitan. Hindi yan cause. Hindi siya pwedeng maging cause for another delay, Pinky. It's as simple as the House of Representatives filing a one-page manifestation saying ito yung replacement ng dalawang members of the House prosecutors.
In an interview on BNC's Agenda, attorney Ligutan gave specific precedent for continuing the trial even after the 19th Congress has adjourned.
Yung basis is the Pimentel case. Sinasabi ng Supreme Court in the Pimentel case, kahit mag-adjourn na yung isang Senado, dapat ipagpatuloy yung tinatawag na non-legislative function ng Senado or ng House of Representatives or ng Congress for that matter. So technically, Pinky, pwedeng ipagpatuloy ng impeachment court yung impeachment trial kahit adjourned yung Senate now.
Attorney Ligutan says he truly hopes that the trial pushes through, as otherwise, if the impeachment is dismissed without trial, it would weaken Article 11 of the 1987 Constitution and significantly erode public trust.
Victims of former President Rodrigo Duterte's war on drugs are opposing his plea for interim release. In a court document, they claim their lives could be put in danger if FPRRD is released. They argue that the safety of witnesses can only be ensured if the former president remains in detention. The Justice Department assured that witnesses will be given protection in line with the request of the International Criminal Court.
We already chose not to pursue the cases and let the ICC pursue these cases. Given that, it becomes also our obligation to help them because we are giving up our jurisdiction for their jurisdiction. Kasi nga, ang hirap na i-prove yung case dito at i-build up ang kaso dahil yung mga kailangan mong magsalita ay kasama sa krimen.
A former Senate witness against Pastor Apollo Kibuloy now claims he was paid by Senator Risa Hontiveros to testify against the pastor and the Duterte family. Michael Maurilio, a landscaper at Kibuloy's Glory Mountain in Davao, allegedly received 500,000 pesos for his testimony and was pressured to include names like Senators Bongo and Bato de la Rosa for another $500,000.
Binayaran po ako ni Senri Hontiveros para mag-testify laban kay PRRD, VP Sara at kay Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy.
Hontiveros denied the allegations, saying she has evidence to prove Marilio's claims are fabricated. As Kibuloy remains behind bars, both Hontiveros and De La Rosa are calling for accountability, with the former vowing to challenge these allegations in court.
Now, a little throwback in the Senate that Senate President Chis Escudero brings back an old tradition. Senators no longer have to line up to file their pet bills. Instead, the lawmakers will get their turn by way of a raffle.
Drawing of lots ang ginawa namin. Pagbabalik yan sa nagdaang practice ng Senado na para patas, parehas. Kasi ang inabutan ko, may priority ang Senate President, tapos yung senior. Ang problema mo, primus inter pares, so pareho lang naman ako dun sa iba. So para sa akin, drawing of lots na lang, hindi ako dapat mabigyan ng prioridad.
The first batch of order to file their bill starting July the 3rd is Senator J.B. Ejercito, followed by Senators Robin Padilla, Pia Cayetano, Ping Lacson, Joel Villanueva, Win Gatchalian, Rodante Marcoleta, Jingoy Estrada, Raffy Tulfo, and Camille Villar. The second batch, starting July 7th to the 10th, will be Erwin Tulfo, Mark Villar, Bam Aquino, Chis Escudero, Kiko Pangilinan, Mig Zubiri, Loren Ligarda, Lito Lapid, and Camille Villar.
The MMDA are searching for the suspects in the theft of NCAP camera fiber optic cables. CCTV saw children gathered around an NCAP camera installed on EDSA, and when work crews came to inspect, they found the fiber optics cables had been cut and stolen.
We think na ganoon din ito. Hindi naman dahil galit sa NCAP. More on nanakawin yung wire para ibenta. Mahal po yung mga kable niyan yung mga wires.
The MMDA has been replacing wireless NCAP cameras, relying on broadband connections with fiber optics for their greater reliability and clarity. Now, aside from NCAP cables, they're also keeping an eye on the wiring of footbridge lights, as these are also known to be stolen. MMDA Chairman Romando Ortez has a message for all would-be thieves.
Pag nanira kayo ng property or kumuha kayo ng property, may penalty yan sa batas. And we'll make sure that you'll be prosecuted.
A Chinese national was arrested in Manila after trying to sell a stolen SUV online for only 180,000 pesos. During his arrest, police found a large amount of illegal drugs, including marijuana, cocaine, ecstasy, and suspected shabu, all worth around 785,000 pesos. The suspect also possessed an unlicensed firearm and a vehicle without registration papers, including the SUV he was selling.
Napag-alaman po na during the inspection ay meron po siyang mga nakatago or doon na po sumambulat yung ating po mga nakumpiska na hindi po baba sa 45 pieces sachets of party drugs along with the 7 pieces sachets of suspected shabu at 7 vape carts ng marijuana at isang kalibre ng 25 ng Colt at kung di po tayo nagkakamali may additional pa na 9 live ammunition ng 9mm.
Authorities believe the suspect is part of a drug network in Metro Manila and are working with the drug enforcement group to uncover his connections.
In world news, despite the ceasefire, Iran makes a stern warning. It will strike back if the United States attacks again. In his first appearance since the ceasefire, the Iranian supreme leader said in a televised message that the Islamic Republic delivered a, quote, hard slap to the face of America. Iran had previously fired on the largest U.S. base in the region, located in Qatar, after Washington joined the Israeli strikes. The Iranian leader also maintains the U.S. did not gain anything in attacking their nuclear sites. U.S. President Donald Trump, on the other hand, claims they obliterated their nuclear enrichment facilities. When asked if the U.S. will strike again if Iran rebuilds them, he said, sure. Pope Leo XIV appealed for greater respect for international law, characterizing the conflicts in the Middle East with, quote, diabolical intensity. The Pope expressed how troubling it is for him to see that the force of international and humanitarian law seems no longer binding. He said it is distressing to see the pursuit of self-interest no matter the cost. The US-born Pope did not directly address the 12-day war between Iran and Israel, where the US joined in. Last month, Leo appealed for humanitarian aid to be allowed into Gaza. Former Education Secretary Armin Luistro has been appointed to a post in the Vatican. Pope Leo XIV appointed Luistro as a member of the Dicastery for Institutes of Consecrated Life and Societies of Apostolic Life. This dicastery is part of the Catholic Church's administrative arm. It oversees the promotion and regulation of evangelical councils, including the formation of new religious orders and the approval of their constitutions. Luistro is currently the Superior General of Brothers of the Christian Schools, better known as the De La Salle Brothers.
Now over to sports. Filipino tennis star Alexiala keeps on rolling at the Eastbourne Open in the United Kingdom. The women's world number 74 stunned the 42nd ranked Diana Yastka in straight sets to reach the semis. It will be her first semifinal on grass and second at the tour level after her breakthrough campaign in Miami last March. The Rafa Nadal Academy graduate will face Varvara Gracheva of France later at 6 p.m. Philippine time. A win would send her to her first ever WTA final and give her a boost heading into her Wimbledon main draw debut. Phil-M Dylan Harper is now a San Antonio Spur as he is picked second overall in the 2025 NBA Draft. At the Barclays Center, Dylan shared the moment with his Bataan-born mom, Maria Pizarro Harper, his maternal grandparents, and his brother, Detroit Pistons guard Ron Harper Jr. His father, five-time NBA champion Ron Sr., was also there and was even emotional. The versatile 19-year-old star guard now joins Victor Wembanyama in San Antonio, wearing the number 2 jersey last worn by Kawhi Leonard.
Man, I'm feeling everything, man. All the emotions mixed in one bucket. From crying to laughing to being happy, everything, man. Just feel everything, man. I'm excited to get ready. I'm excited.
Now, despite his dad's NBA titles, Dylan credits his mom for his hoops journey. Maria played Division I college ball for the University of New Orleans and later coached her sons at Don Bosco Prep. Now, in the same draft, 18-year-old Cooper Flagg from Duke University was selected first overall in this year's draft by the Dallas Mavericks. And of course, the second round is happening today as well. So yeah, that's can we bring up the video again of Dylan and the family?
Sister.
The
she
mother.
looks like the
First
sister.
of all, Filipinos never age. Look at her.
We have the best genes, I swear.
Oh, I mean, like, look at her. Bataan lang pala. Si Miss
God.
Pizarro.
That's crazy. I'm still shocked. She looks incredible. I want to look like that. Now I have a peg. That's what I'm going to look like. Give me 1 year.
And you know what? Women's basketball coach coached her sons as well. Also played Division I college ball. Again, I remember that conversation we had with Jack and Imam when she was here. And she was telling us that, basketball gave her a lot of opportunities as a female athlete. So, that just goes to show that, women have a space in basketball as well.
Yeah, for sure. I should have played basketball in my other life.
I don't know. You're a good rower. So
I used to play basketball before in high school. I did, before rowing. I was going to be a basketball player, but then I found rowing instead. But why? You don't believe I can play ball? Grabe ka naman. You don't believe in my skills? Okay, let's play. We'll see. Sige, one-on-one tayo. Special segment yun ng Bilyonaryo. I will dominate you. Watch out. Steph Curry out here.
Move on ka na!
Ayoko. I want to make sure you're going to lose. Okay, we're moving on now. Now in entertainment, multiple news outlets are reporting that Anna Wintour, editor-in-chief of Vogue, is stepping down after 37 years. The renowned fashion editor reportedly made the announcement at a morning staff meeting this week. Vogue, known as the Fashion Bible, will replace Wintour as editor-in-chief, but she will continue as Vogue's global editorial director. Get ready for more Stitch mayhem as Disney reveals a sequel to its live-action Lilo and Stitch, and it's already in the works. Disney announced the project on June 26, a nod to Stitch's Experiment 626 designation. In a teaser, the adorable blue creature is seen zooming through the Disney lot in a hot pink convertible. While the studio hasn't revealed plot details or the creative theme, fans are already buzzing. The Lilo and Stitch live-action film has grossed over $910 million globally and is on track to become this year's first billion-dollar blockbuster.
I'm so happy. The reference for Too Fast, Too Furious is there because the plate number is Too Fast.
Oh, I didn't even see because I was reading.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just so cool.
Oh,
I mean,
there.
like, there it is.
Stitchy.
There it is.
Wait, have you actually seen the movie?
I haven't seen the live action one.
I haven't seen the live action yet because
Yeah.
we've been busy. But my sister, who's also a big Stitch fan, she watched it and she said she was bawling.
Of course. I mean, like, especially for our generation, right? It really was one of those movies that really stuck.
Yeah.
But then, let's see how the second one will turn out. And I think there's more reason to watch a live action in general. It did well.
Yeah.
Talking about the live action. So hopefully the second one will do even better.
I'm sure it will. I can't wait to see it. Now, more ayuda for blinks as our OT4 is finally seen in one screen again. That's a trailer for Blackpink's upcoming Deadline World Tour, which kicks off in Goyang, South Korea next month. It includes a 2-day concert at the Philippine Arena on November 22nd and 23rd. This is the group's first tour since Born Pink wrapped up in September 2023. I can't believe it's been 2 years. I remember they came here and my cousins were so in love and obsessed with Blackpink at that time, so they went to see the concert.
Yeah.
I couldn't go with them because there were not enough tickets.
Of course, yeah. I mean, like, I think if you're a Blink once, you're Blink for life, really.
Yeah,
so
actually.
let's see how quickly the tickets are sell out this
But
time.
I can't
'Cause last
wait.
time it was wild.
I can't wait to hear their new songs because they do come up with really good bops.
100%.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, and of course, I'm excited for our next guest coming up because it's going to be really exciting and hopefully history makers as well.
Yeah, I'm excited because we've got Queens later on the show. New Binibining Pilipinas International Katrina and Johnson and Binibining Pilipinas Globe Annabelle May McDonnell will join us after the break. It's a beautiful day indeed. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching. It's a beautiful day. Davaoeña beauty Katrina and Johnson has been named Binibining Pilipinas International 2025, while Iligan City's Annabelle May McDonnell is Binibining Pilipinas Globe. These queens with a rare mix of sweet charm and sharp persona are easily some of the most interesting queens produced by the local pageantry. We now catch up with both Katrina and Annabelle via Zoom. It's a beautiful day, my queens, Katrina and Annabelle.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being on the show, Katrina. Congratulations on winning Binibining Pilipinas this year. Now, I understand last year you were first runner-up, and this year you won. What did you do differently this year to bag the crown?
Cool. I think in terms of what I did differently was trying to really find like that newfound sense of confidence within myself. I think both of my journeys in 2023 and now have really been about just growth and learning more about myself and making sure that I am not only representing myself, but deepening my purpose as an individual as well. And I learned so much during that 2023 stint, but I knew that deep in my heart, I had more to offer, and I knew it wasn't quite my time yet. So this year I came back. I wanted to give it one more shot. I felt like I had grown enough as a woman, and I was in a space in my life where I would have wanted little Katrina to see someone like me on that stage. So it was more so about me coming back and reaffirming that commitment to the org and wanting to serve with just a greater sense of depth and, I guess, authenticity.
Yeah, I love the story of your journey. Obviously, it's inspiring, especially coming back even stronger. But that now leads me to Annabelle, because first of all, congratulations to you as well for the achievements that you've had for this particular pageant. When you take a look at your own journey, though, it is not necessarily a storybook one. I mean, I think it's fair to say, especially when you look at your humble beginnings to where you are right now. And when you take a look back at where you came from and also realizing where you are right now, I mean, has this achievement in particular really put all of that under the microscope and I guess given you a better appreciation of what you all have right now?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think that because this level of success took its time and it took a lot of grit and effort to get to this point. Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely makes me even more grateful for not just the wins, but just for the opportunities, whether they work out or not. To be given a chance to grow and to become who I would always have wanted to be 10 years ago. It's an immense blessing, and all the more as I compete, this year, this October 15, at the Miss Globe representing the country. It's a dream come true, and it's a responsibility that I definitely don't take lightly.
Yeah, I want to dive into that just a bit more, talking about your own personal journey, because Annabelle, if I'm not mistaken, your advocacy here is for children's causes, and I can only imagine just how your own personal story convinced you or really propels you to advocate for that. How does that all connect in you?
All right, you're exactly right, because by the time I was 15, although I did enjoy a normal, relatively happy childhood, by the time I was 15, we fell on really hard times, and it was it was incredibly difficult to access legal help, legal care, excuse me, and social services, for as a 15-year-old. And on top of everything else, just talking about your own experiences and sharing your struggles as a 15-year-old. I was even shocked by how discredited and dismissive social workers and people in general were. I think it took me to win my first beauty pageant title at the age of 17 for people to finally give me some space to tell my story and not have it be dismissed as an act of it's just her rebellious teenage phase. No, it was not. It was really hard, and it wasn't something that I chose to suffer from. And so I thought to myself, well, at least I have a community, because I'm La Salle, and I spent my entire education up until high school in La Salle Academy. At least they gave me a sense of community, a very strong sense that I had a second family at school. And so at least I had that. And my guidance counselor, who then became my ninang through confirmation, Ninang Raquel Santos, she was the one who gave me the idea to even apply for a scholarship in the first place for college. Because at that point, while I didn't necessarily saw myself as living that life for its entirety, college education and all the more getting it from De La Salle Benil, it seemed like such a far off dream. It didn't seem that I could achieve it, because I had spent years just being dismissed and being at the peripherals of the equation or the predicament I was in. And so I promised myself that I would work towards making sure that no child has to suffer the way that I did. And that's why I'm so passionate about creating visibility and hopefully, throughout the year, raising funds with my sister queens for Save the Children Philippines, because I really felt that as an advocate, they were really for and with children.
Yeah.
They really, from community group discussions with children and their parents, it really starts at the grassroots level, and the way that they make policies, or rather they make solutions to the problems, they really involve the community. And so it ensures that this sense of disenfranchisement doesn't continue, and people themselves, children themselves, get a say and get involved in the
Yeah.
solution as well. So,
Annabelle, I just want to jump in there because I love that message. Of course, as a fellow Lasallian, I can totally relate. But when you talk about the dreams coming true, Mo, I mean, we talk about the dreams as well of Katrina, because
Yeah.
it's just really interesting because it's a shared dream for her.
Exactly, because I'm not sure if people actually know this, but Katrina, joining Binibini was actually your mom's unfulfilled dream. So how was it like during your pageant journey, knowing that this was your mom's dream? How did she help shape your journey? And what does it feel like now that you've actually achieved it?
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why this is all so surreal. My mom joined pageants here and there when she was younger, and it was always like such a far-fetched dream because she grew up in the province in Davao del Sur. So parang to be able to go to Manila and compete on the Binibining Pilipinas stage was just, light years away. And unfortunately, due to her circumstances, she didn't grow up in a very privileged household. She was the first person in her family to graduate college. So she had to look for means to provide for her family. So she had to kind of put that dream aside. And eventually, when I grew up, I kind of fell into pageantry on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And she never pressured me. She never said, oh, you have to go for Binibini. I had brought it up one day where I was like, Mom, you know what? I think I want to one day try to screen for Binibining Pilipinas. And that's where she was like, oh my gosh, anak, that was my dream when I was your age. Like, go for it. If that's something you want to do, like, I support you wholeheartedly. Basta, you graduate college muna. So that was always like on the back burner, like, okay, we're going to do this, like a mother-daughter tandem.
Oh, that's great.
Well, that was in 2016. So that was almost 10 years ago. So from her dream to my dream, it's been, I guess, a culmination of almost 30 something years that both of us had dreamt about it. And unfortunately, she wasn't able to see me for either of my Binibining Pilipinas journeys because she did pass away just before the pandemic. But that's why it's meant so much to me to make sure that I include symbols and pieces of her in both of my journeys. So the butterfly symbol, because she did tell me she would come back and support me as a butterfly. I've always had that with me. I've even incorporated pieces of her actual dresses, clothes that she wore before that have meant a lot to me. I've either made it into something else or included pieces of it here and there into other OOTDs that I've worn. So it's made the journey all the more fulfilling, I guess, because in and of itself, to have a dream in your heart for almost 10 years and then to know that your mom also wanted that for herself as well and wanted that for you, it's so surreal. I don't think it's something that I can fully grasp at the moment, but again, it's something that I am so eternally grateful for because it's really such a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
That's incredibly sweet because it does take a village, and the village sometimes is at home, right? So first of all, congratulations on that, and for fully honoring your mom in every pageant that you've done, and I'm sure moving forward she'll still be honored. But I also want to talk about your advocacy as well, because you are a licensed pharmacist, a certified clinical pharmacist, and your advocacy is healthcare access, which a lot of people probably take for granted, especially if you're more well-moneyed. But then for the general public, that's not necessarily the case. I mean, why is this so important to you?
Well, truthfully speaking, if we're being frank, I believe that healthcare is not a luxury. It's a human right. It's unfortunate that our situation is that it is more so a privilege for those who are wealthy rather than something that is equal access to everyone. So I really do advocate for universal healthcare. I'm hoping that this is something that we're going to be able to achieve in the coming years. But of course, I can't do it alone. So what I've been focusing on more so is trying to educate more people, health literacy, specifically in the overlooked sectors of our communities. So in Mindanao, I have worked with 3 of the tribes in Davao and the indigenous tribes. I've also worked with different orphanages to try and, I guess, educate, because I want to make sure that we're not just relying on cures, we're also trying to attack it before it happens. Because if everyone else gets sick, our healthcare system is already overwhelmed as it is. So we need to be focusing on prevention rather than cure, which I know is so ironic considering I'm a pharmacist and I advocate for medication. But of course, I want to make sure that we are not overlooking certain communities or certain sectors of the Philippines, because we cannot say that we are actually a democracy or we're actually rooting for healthcare, rooting for the well-being of our society if we are not advocating for the Philippines as a whole. So it's been really fulfilling. I've been working with different charities in Mindanao since 2016, and I promised myself that when I did graduate and when I passed the board exam, I wanted to be able to do more. So it's been so fulfilling to even be able to do that. Advocate for health literacy, to go to orphanages, to teach little children about the importance of eating healthy, staying right, nourishing your body, proper hand washing. These are things that we can take for granted, but it makes such a difference in their life. Because if we think about it, if we're setting themselves up with the tools that they need in order to keep themselves healthy, when they grow up, they're able to pass this down to their children, they're able to pass this down to other people that they meet, and hopefully they're going to be taking the precautions that they need in order to be responsible Filipino citizens and hopefully our future advocates of healthcare in the future.
Yeah. Now, ladies, you guys are so inspiring. We love chatting with you all. Like I said, and Paolo mentioned, we can literally talk to you guys for an hour. But before we wrap up, I want to ask both of y'all a quick, lighthearted question. I guess, Annabelle, we'll start with you. What is one thing people don't know about you, like a fun, quirky fact about you?
I guess it doesn't show now, thanks to Gold's Gym, but I love food. I love food. I love eating, and since last year I've been cooking. I've been learning to cook. So, yeah, I do have a lot of fun, and it's really helped me in my pageant journey because I used to meal prep a lot when we were still candidates. So, yeah, that might be one fun fact that people don't know about me. So I'd hope to learn with you guys,
Can I just say, Annabelle, I love that you said that you love food, because when Monique, my partner, was doing her pageant journey, the first thing she did as soon as Miss World ended was she started eating like never before.
No, I literally went in my gown to a fast food restaurant and ate a bucket of chicken. So food is life. I totally understand.
Yeah, of course. Katrina, how about you? What's something that we don't know about you yet?
I agree with Annabelle wholeheartedly. Food is life. I love baking. I know how to make my own cakes. So since the pandemic, I've been making birthday cakes for myself and my friends. But I think something that shocks people more often is the fact that I'm a dog mom of 13.
13?
Oh my goodness.
They are all with me. Yes, 13. You heard me right. They're all here at home with me, and that's already overwhelming in and of itself. But there is a mix of senior dogs, disabled dogs, and rescues.
You're living my dream.
Yeah.
It's so fulfilling. It's a little overwhelming sometimes, right? I'd be lying if I said that there aren't times where it's a little taxing, but it's so fulfilling. It's so humbling, and you really feel the love and compassion that they're giving back to you. So it makes every day worth living.
That makes my heart so happy.
What breeds, if you don't mind us asking?
I have 12 Shih Tzus and 1 Golden Retriever.
Oh, the Shih Tzu guy here.
I have like 6 Shih Tzus. So
you're halfway there.
I'm halfway there. like if my family hears this interview, they're gonna be like, no more. But
Paolo's for sure gonna show up and check your Shih Tzus out.
Oh yeah, 100%. But Annabelle, if I'm not mistaken, because I want to turn to you, you were also a campus journalist as a features writer in the Binilyan, and just want to just to test out your journalistic chops, because we are on a news channel.
Here we go.
If you were to write a headline about your own personal Binibini run, what would that headline be?
The underdog comes out on top. Iligan on Beauty Queen bags a crown at this year's Binibining Pilipinas.
She was so prepared!
There was no pause at all.
She was ready!
Wow! I thought you were going to take like a
Out the
second.
bow, right? it because the shorter the headline, the better.
Oh, that's good. I like
Alright,
it.
You're gonna get job interviews now and basically offers after
She
this.
could take our job.
I used to do radio also. I used to host and write for my own radio
Alright,
program.
come on over,
Northern
girl.
Mindanao. So, yeah.
Now, Katrina.
I want this underdog to meet the 13 dogs of Katrina.
I only met one so far.
You've only met one.
Okay, 12 to go.
12 to go. You know, we could all have you all here.
With the dogs.
Can we have the 13?
Yeah, Katrina, you're not allowed to come here unless you bring all 13. That's the rule. And Annabelle, you have to bring one of your food that you cook. That's the new rule now.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that would result in the most chaotic show that we can have
but
in the
you
morning.
know what? A lot of people don't know about Katrina too. I was like, because I also want to flex. I know Gamay Bisaya only. You learned Bisaya, right? In like 5 months?
I did. So that's one of the things that is so heartwarming about this year's batch of queens is 3 out of 4 of us are Bisaya. So it's really nice to have fellow Bisaya queens. But yes, so I went to university in Davao, and of course I wanted to learn the dialect because I knew that obviously people would feel more comfortable speaking in their mother tongue, and I wanted to get the inside jokes because you lose the meaning, you lose the essence when you translate it into Tagalog or English. So I wanted to be a part of that. So I started out with eavesdropping on my classmates, trying to figure out if I could. Yeah, it's shameful to admit, but that's how I actually started, where I was listening and I was like, I'm trying to see if I could understand the chica. And eventually I kind of was able to piece together certain things. And one day after it was the beginning of the first semester, they had said, okay, Katrina, tell us a story, but say it in straight Bisaya. And I was like, guys, I really don't know. And they're like, just try. And I said the story and they're like, kabalamanay ka, you already know how to speak Bisaya. And so since then, I have not stopped speaking Bisaya a day in my life.
You know, can I just say, I love how this all started kasi marites si Katrina.
I know, right? She just wanted to eavesdrop.
Because she wanted to eavesdrop and all of us are like, what are they saying?
Yeah, and she wanted to make sure nobody's talking.
That is the most
and saying
Pinoy
anything
thing
bad about
I've
her.
heard. Natuto ka ng dialect para na makichismis.
I wanted to be in the loop. I didn't want to be left out there. I wanted to know the tea.
That is so
I
good.
love it. Let's hear now how good your Bisaya is. Katrina, give us a sentence.
That's so hard. No, how would you introduce? No, we asked Annabelle a while ago to write her own headline. How would you introduce yourself this time in Bisaya?
How would I introduce in Bisaya? Siguro, ako si Katrina Johnson, taga Davao man jud ko, taga Mindanao. Very proud man jud ko na taga Mindanao man jud ko. Siyempre, gusto man ako ipakita sa tibuok kalibutan kung unsa jud ta ka-talented, unsa ta ka-guwapa, siyempre unsa ta ka-butan, inside and out.
You got that, Pao?
She just made us number 1 show in the Visayas region.
Salamat!
Pero grabe talaga. I mean, like,
cool.
I love talking to you girls and the connection that you girls have brought out here because, to be honest, you know, Mo would always tell me about the fact that the sisterhood is real when it comes to the runs of the pageant because the support level that you have for each other is at another level. And I know for a fact, because Annabelle is Lasallian, that she is also very friendly and very out there. I'm so sorry, but we really are. But
we really are.
We really are. Especially you're from Benilde. You know, I studied across the street. But when you take a look at the sisterhood that you girls have had, Annabelle, I want to start with you because it has been something that I'm sure will be unforgettable, will be a core memory. Just how important has the connection with your fellow queens been throughout this Binibining run?
I think we wouldn't have survived the pageant if we didn't have each other. Whether it's forgetting, you know, eyelash glue or, you know, checking each other's makeup or, you know, clothes. I mean, we all look out for each other and we've had a few group therapy sessions, that's for sure, along the way.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. The sisterhood is what makes the pageant journey the most fun. Katrina, what about you? What's your favorite sisterhood memory during your pageant journey, if you could just pick one, where you guys really helped each other?
Ooh, you know, I have to say it was the crowning moment. When they announced me as the winner, they said 25, and I was about to take a step forward, and all of a sudden someone pulled me back, and it was the girls running to give me a hug. I think that was so special. It's something that really was the highlight of that night, because obviously all 36 of us are competing for a single dream, and there's only a certain amount of spots, a certain amount of crowns. So to be received with so much love, again, as Annabelle said, every day for how many months you're with these incredible women, so beautiful, so accomplished, so successful, so nice, and have genuine stories. So the fact that they were willing to receive that open-heartedly, to give me so much love and celebrate my win as their win, I think that is pretty much the epitome of the Binibini sisterhood, right? Women supporting other women, being genuinely happy for their wins, and celebrating that with kindness and love. Yeah, it was beautiful. It's one of my favorite moments. I get emotional thinking about it.
You know what? Thank you so much to both of you, because you girls were so honest and so open, and we love the stories, both of them respectively, so special in their own way. We can't wait to have you here live in studio, because we're going to have 13 dogs, one on underdog, coming in as well. And it's going to be one of the loudest shows that we've ever had. It'll also be Party in Bisaya.
Yeah, Party in
So-
Bisaya, and we'll have lots of
Tayo.
food too. So we really can't wait for you guys to come, and make sure you guys are in the studio.
Yeah.
Yes, of course,
to
we'd
be
love
there.
to.
See you guys soon.
Yeah, see you guys. Thank you so much again for taking the time out of your morning to talk to us. It is indeed a beautiful day because you guys are with us. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Binibining Pilipinas International, Katrina and Johnson, and Binibining Pilipinas Globe, Annabelle May McDonnell.
Daghang salamat.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Good
you so
morning.
much. Now, we've got more stories for you after the break. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. This is Weather HQ. Now, as the school year begins, Ban Toxics warns parents about dangerous chemicals found in some school supplies sold in the market. Now, several items were found to contain toxic levels of lead and other harmful substances. To tell us more about these findings and how we can keep children safe, we're joined via phone by Tony Dizon, Advocacy and Campaign Officer of Ban Toxics. Magandang umaga, Mr. Dizon. It's a beautiful day. So, Mr. Tony Dizon, I believe we have a bit of a problem with yung connection. We're going to try to get him back. Of course, this topic is because of the fact that nagsimula ulit yung school year natin. And we are going to try and find out whether or not some of the materials used in some of the school supplies are going to be an issue in particular for the rest of the school year. Of course, something I'm sure parents would love to hear about. We're going to try to get Mr. Tony Dizon back on the phone in just a bit. But for the meantime, let's go. We're going to try and check if he's still there. Mr. Tony Dizon, are you there?
Nandito na.
Ayun,
Sir
perfect.
Pablo. Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us again. Syempre, I just introduced the topic a while ago, Mr. Dizon. Can you walk us through first and foremost, ano yung mga school supplies that some of the parents should be worried about? Because again, kakasimula lang ng school year natin dito, and I'm sure a lot of parents would be concerned if may toxic chemicals pala ang mga school supplies na nakuha nila.
Tama yun, Paolo. Dito sa huling mga monitoring at testing na ginawa natin, halos namili tayo ng almost 150 samples, kabilang na dito yung mga bag, water container, pencil, crayons, at iba pang mga school items. Dito sa nasuri natin, halos nakitaan natin ito ng mga iba't ibang mga toxic chemicals, pero mas alarming yung na-detect natin doon mismo sa mga school bags at water container. Nakita natin ito doon sa presence ng mga pintura, colors doon sa mga bags at sa water container.
Well, you mentioned mga water container, and I think that that's really interesting kasi medyo trend ngayon yung mga water containers na talagang makulay, yung mga water containers na talagang gusto ng mga bata, especially the more colorful ones. what can we do to ensure na yung mga water containers in particular, especially medyo mainit dito sa Pilipinas, are safe for the students?
Ang best na recommendation suggestions ng aming grupo ay maghanap na lamang ng mga water containers na hindi pinturado, yung mga plain lang. Meron naman din tayo nakita, halos mga yung stainless lang type na water container. Meron naman talagang very minimal lang yung design. Meron din, although merong nakita tayo na made out of glass, pero meron naman siyang parang lalagyan for safety din, no, nitong mga items na ito. So basically, ang presence kasi ng mga ganitong chemicals, especially yung lead, ay nakita natin doon sa mga paint-coated na mga water container. So, napakadelikado nito, Paolo, dahil sa una, hinahawakan talaga ito ng mga bata. And at the same time, ay malapit siya doon sa bibig. So, which is dalawang klase ng route of exposure yan. Thermal contact and at the same time, ingestion. May mga time na yung mga water container halos nag-chip out yung mga paints nito over a period of time. So, doon tayo mas maging maingat, lalong-lalo na kung ito ay gagamitin ng ating mga anak.
Mr. Tony, is lead the key culprit dito in terms of the chemicals that we are watching out for, or are there other chemicals that we are also looking at?
Dito sa na-test natin ang mga school bags at saka water container, lead talaga yung pinaka-present nito. Halos very alarming. More than 10,000 parts per million yung na-detect natin. Sobra-sobra ito, no? Sa ilalim kasi ng Chemical Control Order for lead and lead compounds ng Department of Environment and Natural Resources, prohibited ang paggamit ng ganitong klaseng mga chemicals, especially sa children's product, particularly school supplies. Hindi na dapat talaga ito ginagamit especially dun sa mga manufacturers na gumagamit pa ng mga pintura or as ingredients itong ganitong klaseng chemical.
Sir Tony, where are these products normally sold? Sa mga mainstream markets po ba, or are they typically found in mga bargain shops for parents trying to get a better deal or cheaper costs in terms of mga school supplies po?
Ang ginawa kasi ng monitoring at product test by natin ay mas nag-concentrate tayo dun sa mga public markets. Kasi basically, pagka ganitong pasukan, mas hahanapin talaga ng ating mga consumer yung medyo mura, abot kaya lang ng kanilang mga budget. So dito tayo halos mas nag-concentrate. And at the same time, sobrang dami din kasi yung mga nagtitinda nito. Ang unfortunate dito is karamihan doon sa mga school supplies na nakita natin, halos hindi kompleto yung product information, wala ni isang etiketa na magsasabi sa atin saan ba ito galing, kung hindi man ito manufactured dito, sa anong bansa ito nanggaling, at ano yung mga ingredients or mga materials na ginamit nila dun sa produkto. So yan yung medyo challenging sa part ng mga consumer kung paano mas makakapili ng safe o ligtas na mga klase ng mga school supplies dito sa ating bansa.
And sir, what signs or guidelines or signages or labels sa kailangan hanapin ng mga consumers, mga parents, and even students themselves when buying school supplies to make sure that they are safe?
Naglabas ang Department of Trade and Industry ng gabay sa pamimili. But basically, nakakonsentrate lang yan dun sa price o presyo. Ang FDA, naglabas din sila ng guidelines. Kabilang na dito yung una, mainam talaga pag bumili tayo ng ganitong mga school supplies, wag lang lagi yung presyo yung ating titingnan, kundi kilatisin talaga natin ang maigi yung mga produkto. Meaning to say, tingnan natin kung may product label ito, tingnan natin, kilatisin natin yung mga materials na ginamit. Ang presence ng toxic chemicals ay nakita natin mismo doon sa mga design, very colorful design, medyo glossy, and at the same time ay pintura talaga, no? Paint talaga yung ginamit. So, kung pipili man tayo, maghanap na lang tayo ng mas less, hindi sana gamit na synthetic materials ang ginamit. Meron ding nakita tayo ng mga made out of cloth na klase ng mga bag. Baka mas yun na lang yung maging preference ng ating mga consumers sa pagbili ng mga school supplies.
Sir Tony, sa Sa opinion po ng ban toxics, is there a lack of laws or legislation when it comes to yung labeling po ng mga school products po natin to make sure that they are safe and toxic-free for students and consumers alike?
At tama yan, Sir Paulo. Merong mga regulations yung ating mga government agencies. Like yung FDA, meron silang public health advisory na inilalabas. Ang DTI, naglalabas din sila ng kanilang announcement, and even yung Department of Environment and Natural Resources. But unfortunately, yung isa sa pinupush natin talaga dito sa ating bansa, magkaroon talaga ng isang comprehensive law, particularly dun sa mga covering lahat ng mga consumer products, particularly mga children's products ito. Ito yung kulang dito sa ating bansa. And in fact, nagkaroon tayo ng effort before, I think way back 2017, when we pushed for a law covering all products ng mga bata at saka comprehensively covering all types of chemicals, whether ito man ay regulated dito sa ating bansa or even abroad. Hindi nga lang ito nag-push, nagpalit na tayo ng mga government, pero hindi pa rin ito nabigyan ng priority. And hopefully, this coming 20th Congress ay bigyan ito ng priority dito sa ating bansa.
I want to focus on the analysis as well coming from ban toxics when it comes to monitoring the market for toxic products in terms of yung volume po nila, and of course identifying the chemicals present. Ano po ang methodology ng ban toxics when it comes to identifying the state of the market at the meantime, and of course yung mga chemicals that we have to be worried about at any given period?
So far, may tool tayo na ginagamit. Meron tayong device na ginagamit to quickly detect, screen toxic chemicals doon sa iba't ibang klase ng mga consumer products. But basically, isa rin sa minomonitor natin yung continuous releases, especially ng FDA. Sila kasi yung ating regulatory agency, particularly dito sa school supply. And of course, we have partners as well abroad na kung saan nagmo-monitor din simultaneous ng mga ilang regulations, international regulations. Kino-compare natin yan kung meron na sa ibang bansa na ganitong klaseng regulation. Tinitingnan natin kung dito sa ating bansa ay nag-i-exist ito o hindi. So yan yung methods, protocols na sinusundan ng aming grupo. At syempre, ang pinaka-best talaga dyan ay yung continuous na on-site inspection. Pag-check, especially dito sa atin, very fanatic tayo. Pag may mga bagong lumalabas na mga products, na-encourage kaagad tayo na bumili. So, isa rin yan doon sa binabantayan natin.
Sir Tony, may programa po kayo, the Toxics Free Schools Program, and of course may initiative po to get the students and parents involved in the campaigns. Gaano po ka-importante ang grassroots participation in the fight against toxic, or fight for rather, toxic-free school materials?
Napakaganda, Paolo, dahil this week ay tinatawag ito na observance ng National Poison Prevention Week. So, isa yan dun sa aming pinupush, especially sa mga communities, and particularly yung mga schools natin na i-ensure natin na maging toxic-free and waste-free para sa kalusugan ng ating mga anak. Tandaan po natin, ang mga eskwelahan o mga paaralan ay pangalawang tahanan ng mga bata, kaya mahalaga na maisiguro kumbaga ini-ensure natin yung kaligtasan nila sa ating bahay. Ganon din dapat po na ini-ensure din natin yung safety nila, particularly dun sa mga facilities ng mga schools. And hopefully, dito kasi sa ating bansa, Paolo, ay meron na tayo mga tinatawag na mga safe, especially dun sa paggamit ng mga paints. Kung nagre-repaint man yung ating mga school, hopefully ay lead safe na yung kanilang mga gamit. Yung iba pang mga facilities, tables, chairs, even yung mga gamit ng ating mga guro ay isinisuguro natin dito sa programa na to. Bahagi din ng aming programa, Paolo, is yung pag-ensure ng policy. Kasi over a period of time, nagpapalit yung ating mga principals, especially sa mga public schools.
Yeah.
ini-ensure lang natin na yung policy, especially nagkakaroon tayo ng parang partnership with them, tinitingnan natin na yung mga policies nila ay intact. Particularly, ilang mga Department of Education policies ay ini-implement sa iba't ibang paaralan.
Sir Tony, we have to go in just a bit, but before we do that, para sa mga gustong matuto about this particular issue, where can they reach out to ban toxics? And of course, where can they find any material when it comes to this particular issue?
Yes, thank you, Paolo. Very active po ang aming grupo, especially sa online, sa social media. Mag-message lang po kayo. Please like, follow, and share ang aming Facebook page, Ban Toxic. I-search lang po ninyo dyan. At para regularly makaka-receive kayo ng mga information, awareness material na makakatulong para sa ating kalusugan and at the same time para sa kalusugan ng ating mga anak. Napakahalaga po na mas maging vigilant tayo dun sa mga produktong ating binibili. Make sure na binabasa po natin yung mga label or hanapin natin kagad yung labeling information, and to be sure ay maging maingat tayo, lalong-lalo na dun sa mga presence ng mga toxic chemicals sa iba't ibang klase ng mga produkto.
Yes, the Advocacy and Campaign Officer of Ban Toxics, Mr. Tony Tuzon. Maraming salamat po. Thank you so much for sharing your insights and of course raising awareness in this issue. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much, Paolo, and good morning.
Now, moving on to more news for you this morning. Senate President Chis Escudero wants to give the Finance Department the power to suspend value-added tax on fuel as global oil prices rise once again. Here's Hannah T with the details.
The ongoing conflict in the Middle East is pushing global oil prices up. That translates to costlier transport, goods and services in the country. Senate President Chis Escudero is reviving a proposal to give the Finance Department a standby authority to cut the value-added tax on fuel whenever prices surge beyond expectations.
Pabor ako dyan noong paman. So, kailangan ng panukalang batas nga para magawa yun.
Escudero first proposed this under the train law, but it was dropped from the final version. He says the VAT system, being percentage-based, leads to unintended windfalls for government when crude oil prices jump from $40 to $100, leaving consumers to shoulder the impact. Escudero plans to file a bill that will not only revive the standby authority, but also set a clear price trigger for when it can be used. He adds that measures of oil price should be based on more accurate standards, like the means of Platts of Singapore.
Nasa ipa-file namin tiyak yung standby authority na nais namin ibigay sa DOF o sa presidente man na babaan yung value-added tax o i-fix yung excise tax para sa akin mas accurate yung MOPS.
Escudero clarifies the president has no power to suspend taxes, even in times of crisis. Only Congress can amend or suspend tax laws.
Walang kapangyarihan ng Pangulo magsuspende ng buwis.
But the president may temporarily adjust tariffs on fuel imports if needed, as long as Congress is in recess. On calls to repeal the oil deregulation law amid the Middle East crisis, Escudero says such proposals resurface when prices rise, but fade when they drop. That law allows oil companies to freely set prices based on world market rates without needing government approval. For now, he wants a flexible system that can quickly respond to global oil shocks without burdening the Filipino people. Hannah T, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Now let's find out if today, Friday, is going to be your lucky day. Let's find out from our resident morning hype man and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope of the day. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! It's a beautiful day with me, Master Hans Kua, at ito po ang horoscope for Friday, June 27. Para sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat, magandang opportunity to para mag-resell ng rain essential tulad ng payong at jacket. Green at 4. Punta naman tayo kay Year of the Ox. Magdala ng extra shirt. Basa ka man sa ulan, huwag hayaang tumagal ito sa katawan. Yellow at 6. Kay Year of Tiger naman, may biglaang changes pero steady at kalmado ka lang. Red at 1. Punta naman tayo kay Year of the Rabbit, magdala ng solusyon ang iyong pagiging mahinahon. Kalma ka lang. White at 5. Kay Year of Dragon naman, magbawas ng soft drinks at mga dairy kung ikaw ay inuubo. Gray at 7. Kay Year of the Snake naman tayo, darating na ang iniintay mong approval. Purple at 2. Ito naman! Year of the Horsey, uminom ng mainit na sabaw tuwing gabi. Comforting at healing kasi yan. Blue at 3. Sa mga Year of the Sheep naman, less sweet, more fruits para iwas ubo. Gold at 1. Sa mga Year of the Monkey, may matututunan kang bagong skill sa isang kasamahan. Silver at 8. Kay Rooster naman tayo, mag-exercise kahit indoor para maiwasan ang panlalambot. Gold at 1. Sa mga Year of the Dog naman tayo, may small wins na magbibigay ng moral na boosts. Green at 2. At kay Year of the Pig naman, maghanda ng handy na rain kit tulad ng payong, towel, tsinelas at mga vitamins. White at 1. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day. Dito lang po sa It's a Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you, Master Hans Kua! All right. We've got more stories for you after the break, so stay tuned. It's a beautiful day. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're still watching It's a Beautiful Day. Now, British royalty meets Hollywood royalty. King Charles chatted with Amal and George Clooney, who made a surprise appearance at Buckingham Palace. The couple were attending a reception for the winners of the King's Trust Awards. Also there, broadcaster Kate Garraway and actor Joseph Fiennes. King Charles also took a moment to cut a special cake to celebrate King's Trust International's 10th anniversary of supporting young people outside the UK.
Now here's a selfie to bless your feed this Friday. Check this out. Pope Leo XIV posing for a selfie alongside actor Jonathan Rumi. Jonathan played Jesus Christ in the hit biblical series, The Chosen. The meeting took place days after the latest episode of the series was screened at the Vatican Theater. The cast is also in Rome to shoot their upcoming 6th season. Oh, I'm so jealous he got a selfie with Pope Leo. I didn't get a selfie.
Yes. No, but take a look at that.
That's so cool. Jesus and Pope Leo.
You know what? It's so funny because I don't know if AI has invaded your TikTok. Some of them.
I don't watch TikTok, remember.
Yeah. So I mean, like, this is the real deal, though.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's just great because it's funny because we actually my family watches The Chosen during Holy Week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So obviously MJ watches it a lot also.
Yeah.
But then just taking a look at that, and it's nice to see him with the Pope again shooting in Rome, the Vatican.
Yeah.
For their next season. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more stories to be told. And can't wait to see how that series develops.
It's exciting. You know what else is shooting in Rome right now? I just saw online. Squid Games. They're shooting
really?
in the Roman Forum. I don't know why, but we'll find out together. It's so cool, no?
I thought
Squid Games
is like...
in the Roman Forum. Yeah. I just saw it yesterday. Check it
This
out.
feels that we gotta look through it a bit more. But here's something that we're sure of because it's clobbering time. Marvel Studios has released the final trailer for the Fantastic Four for Steps, which comes out in theaters next month. The new look finally introduces the Silver Surfer, played by Julia Garner, and the planet-devouring Galactus. Here's a sneak peek.
I herald his beginning I herald your end. I herald Galactus.
What is that? Get us out of here, Ben! Hold on! Are we safe?
I don't know.
The clock is ticking. We are going to find a solution. We are going to make it right.
You don't want to just crush him?
Not like that. The four of us will face the danger. We will protect you.
Family. It's about connecting to something bigger than yourself. We'll face it together.
As a family.
What time is it, Ben?
No.
What time is it, Ben?
No, Johnny.
Say it!
I don't wanna!
Say it!
If you just want to say it, I'll say it. It's clobbering time.
It looks so good.
It looks so interesting.
It looks amazing. But you know what? Every time I see Pedro Pascal, I think of his lookalike now.
Pedro number 5?
Pedro number 5.
Yeah, no, that's Pedro number 1, though.
This is the one and only.
Pedro number 1, the one and only. But again, it's been a great week. Again, next week, we actually might be complete. We might be
We're
complete.
going to be the Fantastic 3 next week, so tune in. Better than Fantastic 4. What? You like that? That's good, no?
Trying hard 3 tayo.
Trying
But that is it for us this Friday, June 27. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Paolo del Rosario. We'll see you again next week.
And I'm Monique Tuzon. Have a great weekend ahead. Join us again on Monday. The Fantastic 3 is back at 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
It's a Beautiful Day.